Hi everybody! Today is our last lesson in celebrating spring. That's kind of sad, but it's okay because not this coming week, but the week after, we're going to do a whole other evening lesson. It's going to be on the census and it's going to be also so much fun. So there's going to be no evening lesson next week, but the week after there will be because next week is spring break. However, there'll still be challenges to do, so keep an eye out on Flipgrid. Today, we are going to talk about one of the most fun things to do in spring, and that is plant a garden. I love planting gardens, and I love to get all the vegetables in the summer. My mom likes planting flowers as well. Flowers are cool and they smell good too. The book we're going to read today is about gardening. It's all about gardens. It's called Up in the Garden and Down in the Dirt. So we're going to talk about some animals that are in the garden and animals that might be above the garden, kind of hanging out, and it's going to be a good time. So these are about farmers, and it goes through all the seasons. So they start their garden in spring, and then in summer they're still working in the garden, and then fall they get to pick all the yummy vegetables out of their garden. So here we go. Up in the garden and down in the dirt. Up in the garden, I stand and plan, my hands full of seeds and my heart full of dreams. And here they are. It looks like a grandma and her grandson, and it looks about the same time it is outside right now. Spring sun shines down to melt the sleepy snow. Wind whistles through last year's plants, and mud sucks at my rain boots. It's not quite time, Nana says. Down in the dirt, things need to dry and warm up. What's down there, I ask? What do you think is down in the dirt? I think there might be some cool things down there. Down in the dirt is a whole busy world of earthworms and insects, digging, building, and stirring up the soil. They're already working down in the dirt. This looks like a millipede, an earthworm, a slug, a caterpillar, a snail. This is a beetle. That's kind of cool. I like insects. Do you like insects? They do a cool job. Up in the garden, we snap brittle stalks, scoop up rustly armfuls, and wheel away the weeds for the chickens. While they squabble and scratch, we spread compost over the soil. Look at those chickens eating away. Down in the dirt, pill bugs chew through last year's leaves. I give a gentle poke, and they roll up tight and hide in plain surfaces in their suits of armor, roly-poly and round. When I was little, we used to catch pill bugs, and they would curl up in little balls. Have you ever caught a pill bug before? They're kind of cool. Up in the garden, it's time to plant. I trail a furrow with my finger and sprinkle seeds in a careful row. Give 'em a drink, Nana says. We pat them down to snuggle in the dark. Down in the dirt, a tomato hornworm rests, waiting for wings, in the leaves where she'll lay her eggs. Here they are planting. And then here's the worm. You can kind of see it, it's red. Right in the middle. doing its job. Up in the garden, carrot plants sprout, peas blossom, and wasps are on the prowl, and honeybees visit, legs loaded with pollen. Bees are really important when having a garden because they help pollinate everything. They're not out yet, but they're coming. I weed and I wilt. The sun is so strong. Even Nana looks for shade. Down in the dirt, earthworms tunnel deep. I'm jealous of their cool, damp, and dark. There she is, and then here's the worms. 1 worm, 2 worms, 3 worms. Doing their job in the soil. Up in the garden, rain shower. Nana turns the hose on me. Eee! Oh my goodness, look at that. She's gonna get all wet. I hide behind the cucumber vines, but their leaves can't save me. I shiver and laugh, drenched in Nana's rain. Down in the dirt, water soaks deep. Roots drink it in, and a long-legged spider walks over the streams. Look at that. I'm trying to find the spider. Oh, there he is. He's right there. He's white. He blends in, but he's walking over the stream. So here's a stream, and he's walking over it. That's kind of cool. Up in the garden, there's so much to eat. Ladybugs feast on aphids. Nana crunches green beans, and I bite a ripe tomato, warm from the sun. Juice dribbles down my chin. Tomatoes are so yummy. Do you like tomatoes? I like tomatoes quite a bit. They're good on hamburgers, or they're good just to eat by themselves. Down in the dirt, a robin's beak finds a cricket, a beetle, and a grub. Slugs are scrumptious too. Birds like to eat bugs. Up in the garden, we pick crooks and zucchini, harvesting into the dark. Bats swoop through the sunflowers, and I pluck June bugs from the basil until it's time for bed. See, there's a bat right up there. It's kind of a cool bat. Bats are cool to see from a distance. Down in the dirt, skunks work the night shift. They snuffle and dig and gobble up cutworms while I sleep. Look at that skunk. Don't want to get too close to a skunk because they do not smell good. Up in the garden, a praying mantis wakes to hunt mosquitoes. Nana sprays away the aphids, and I'm after the grasshoppers. Ready to swoosh, but... Oh, what do you think's gonna happen? She's trying to catch some bugs. There's the praying mantis, right up. He kind of blends in with the stem a little bit. He's supposed to do that. Snap! Someone else is faster. Down in the dirt, a smooth, shiny snake crunches on supper. Look at that snake. I like snakes. Do you like snakes? Not everybody likes snakes. Sometimes snakes scare people. They won't hurt you, though. Up in the garden, the wind growls cool. Pumpkins blush orange. Sunflowers bow in September. Nana tries to gather them together to build a house for reading. Look at those sunflowers. Those are looking cool. Down in the dirt, an orb weaver spins her web, stranded by silken strands. She'll munch on moths tonight. Look at this web. Look at that. It's a huge spider web. There's a moth caught in it, you can see. And the spider's down here getting ready to eat the moth for dinner. Spiders are cool. They eat a lot of bugs. Up in the garden, colored leaves litter the squash vines, and we know the cold is coming. Hurry, hurry, and harvest! There's enough for the neighbors, too. Down in the dirt, frantic ants gather what we leave behind. They're storing food for cooler days ahead. Look at this, guys. Look at all these ants gathering food. Harvest is the time that we pick the vegetables out of the garden. It's called harvesting. It's kind of cool. Yummy, too. Up in the garden, frost draws lace on leftovers, where secret egg sacs hang, waiting for the warmth to return. We say goodbye and spread the winter blankets. Down in the dirt, beetles burrow, ants scurry home, and earthworms curl tight in the dark. It's getting to be cold again. Look at those earthworms right there. Trying to stay warm for winter. When Grandpa calls us in for soup, an autumn moon is rising. Up in the garden, dry corn stalks tremble, and the wind smells like winter. But the long, ripe days of summer still rest in the garden beds. The ladybugs and bumblebees and earthworms and ants are hunkered down, hiding, biding their time. Look at all those leaves. Those are cool. Dreaming of sunshine and blossoms and sprouts, under the bare arms of trees and the blanketing snow, a whole garden sleeps down in the dirt. Snow covered it back up again. They'll have to wait till spring to plant a new garden. The end. That was a fun book. My question for you today is, are you planning on making a garden and planting a garden this spring? And what are you planning on growing? Or if you're not planning a garden this spring, what would you like to have in your imaginary garden? We're not planting a garden this spring, but if I had to plant something in my imaginary garden, I would plant some tomatoes and some basil and some parsley. That would be so yummy. But what would you do? Let me know. Have a great weekend, everybody. I miss you. It was good to see you guys today for a little bit. Bye.